Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Towering TBR. If you're new, I read a little bit of every genre, although science fiction and fantasy are my favorites. Nonfiction is also a big plus, and since I'm doing Nonfiction November at the same time as this readathon, you will also see lots of nonfiction picks as well. In today's video, I'm going to be playing the Bucket-List-A-Thon game. This readathon is hosted by Danni over at Danni Dabbles. I will link her and her announcement video just in case you'd like to participate as well. This readathon is designed to help people meet their goals. Fortunately, I am doing quite well on my goals. There's only one goal that I am still working towards, and that is reading books by authors that made my favorites list. I will link both my fiction and nonfiction favorites lists from last year in case you would like to see what made the list. However, the 4 authors I still need to read something else by are John Steinbeck, John Wyndham, Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni, and Michelle Harrison. So if I can get any of those authors on this list, that would help me towards my goals. Additionally, I have books that are on my TBR that I would really like to get to before the end of the year. Those are going to be in the must-read cards. The other type of card for this game is the community cards, and I'm really excited for these. They are things like, participate in the Discord, shout out another booktuber, catch up on some of your backlist booktube, all sorts of things that encourage you to engage in the bookish community. I'm going to be playing this game on easy mode. So I will be starting on one of the 4 corners, which I think I'm going to pick life, just in case I need a little extra flexibility. For easy mode, I will roll 5 times, and if I land on a duplicate color, I have to add a roll. There is no end spot. Basically, my goal is to hit some prompts that will encourage me to pick up books that I would like to read by the end of the year. Roll number 1. Okay, so I got 5. Let's look at my options. So I could do finish a series, which I don't actually know if I'm very close to finishing any series, so that might not be the best choice. Let's see. Could get a community card. Would love that. Or last chance author. This is actually the only square I'm not super huge fan of because it means I'm gonna have to pick an author that I already have kind of low expectations from. I think out of my 3 options, I'm going to pick the community card. All right, let's see what I get. Shout out a booktuber. That is awesome. I love that. Let's roll again. I got another 5. Okay, so I landed on a must-read square. The Poisonwood Bible. All right, that is one I'm very excited to get to. So I'm going to be adding the Poisonwood Bible to my TBR. Let's see what I get for roll 3. I got a 6. Wow, I'm getting some big numbers. Let's see where I can go. The other option would be to go for a favorite author, and that's what I'm going to choose. For a favorite author, I'm going to go with Sarah Waters. This is Affinity. This is set in the Victorian times and focuses on 2 women. One of them is incarcerated and the other, I think, visits her. I love Sarah Waters. This is my last book of hers to read, and so I'm excited to get it on the TBR. I guess Phineas is going to join us as well. Roll 4. We got another 5. All right, so I think I'm going to land on the new releases spot. This means I've reached another corner, which is great. And for a new release, I think I'm going to add Vanishing Treasures by Catherine Rundell. This is not quite out yet, but should be out by the time I start the readathon, and it is a nonfiction book all about endangered animals. I am so excited for it and very happy it landed on new release. And as kind of a loophole, it didn't have a color, so no chance of duplicating. That's awesome. Last roll, unless I duplicate. All right, we've got a 4. I could choose to go old read, and that is a pink, so it wouldn't duplicate a color. However, I am not super excited about any old books, so I'm going to go to the must-read TBR square, which is light green, which means I will add a roll. Let's see what the card tells us. And the book I got was Alebrijes. This is a middle grade dystopian, and I have read another book by this author. I read The Last Quintista and absolutely loved it, so I'm very excited to be putting that on my TBR. We've got one more roll because I duplicated. Let's see what I'll get. And it's a 3. So I could either land on Goodreads nominee, or I could land on Friend Wreck, or I could land on End of Year Goal. Friend Wreck is a maroon, which would be a duplicate, which would add another role. I don't want to do that. I think I'm going to go with End of Year Goal. It is light green, but we've already duplicated that, so I'm going to be stopping here. For my End of Year Goal, I'm going to pick one of the favorite authors that I still need to read. So my choices are Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, Sister of My Heart by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni, and Trouble with Lichen by John Wyndham. The fourth is by Michelle Harrison, and it would be A Tangle of Spells, which is in the Pinch of Magic quartet. However, I'm really in the mood to read some Trouble with Lichen. I love John Wyndham. I think his stories transcend the time that he wrote them, and I am absolutely ecstatic to be adding this to my list. So, gonna pick up Trouble with Lichen. That means I had 6 rolls, and I have 4 books. I've got Trouble with Lichen, I've got Affinity, got the Poisonwood Bible, Vanishing Treasures when it comes out, and I need to shout out a booktuber for my community challenge. I'm happy about the books. If you're participating in this readathon, tell me, what goals are you working on and what books are you hoping to get? If you aren't doing the readathon but are still working towards some goals, let me know what they are down in the comments below. I am so excited to chat about this readathon and about end of year goals. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy reading!